we had the interim budget. This budget is a clear reflection and a clear direction that the Indian government is what are the major sectors where we need to keep a close eye on it, and within the sectors, what are the companies we can had the interim budget, right, on February 1st, 2024 by our finance minister. We will be deep diving today what are the major sectors or where we need to keep a close eye on it, and within the sectors, what are the companies we can focus on. And definitely this budget is a clear reflection and a clear direction that the Indian government is spending money on development, right? And this reflects India to move on a fast track mode in the next couple of years. Now, coming to the stock market, as a stock market investor or as a stock market trader, right, there are no surprising elements here, either on the positive side or on the negative side, right? That is the reason we did not see a very great move in the entire index as such on the budget day, because of no high positive or negative news, right? But allocations where money has to go, there has been many segments where money went well in the correct way. For example, budget, yes, compared to the last year, there is a significant importance given to defense sector, even on the railways, right? Yes, railways, we expected a little bit higher allocation, but it was okay kind of an allocation. That is the reason on the budget day we have seen a little bit correction in few of the railway companies. But the best part is Indian government has a lot of focus on expanding, right? On expanding the rail network. Even there is a proposal for 3 major railway corridors, right? That's a very positive news for the investors or for the entire nation. Apart from that, 40,000 bogies, right? They wanted to make it into a Vande Bharat standards, right? So yes, 40,000 trains will be moved or will be converted to Vande Bharat train standards. So there is a lot of requirement on the wagons related, on the entire railway as a sector can pick up, right? So let me share my screen and let's see where we had majority of the allocations. And after that, yes, we will also be discussing about within these sectors or within these segments, which are the companies we need to focus on. Also, we will be discussing, right? So if you look here, allocation for specific ministries, Ministry of Defense, yes, around 6.2 lakh crores has been the allocation there, which is a significant amount. And compared to the last year, yes, it is slightly ahead of this, right? Ahead of the budget allocation in the last year. Now, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, we had around 2.78 lakh crores, and Ministry of Railways, 2.55 lakh crores has been the allocation into railways. Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, 2.13 lakh crores. Ministry of Home Affairs, 2.03 lakh crores. Rural Development, 1.77 lakh crores. Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, 1.68 lakh crores. And Ministry of Communications, 1.37 lakh crores. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, 1.27 lakh crores, right? Now, what I want every one of you to be focusing on is the data wise, right? The data wise, why we say India is in a clear bull run, right? Why we say India is in a clear bull run? If you look at some of the key data pointers, right? The performance of the Indian economy, right? First, on the current account deficit wise, with respect to the GDP, right? We saw a declining current account deficit with GDP, right, as a percentage of GDP. Even the unemployment rate has been declining, right? And this is one of the factor where in majority of our sessions, right, be it in our weekly mastermind calls or in our daily finance practice sessions, we have been always focusing on public sector unit banks. And this is one more confirmation that there will be a good move in the PSU banking space. The reason being, if you look here, the gross non-performing assets has been declining with respect to the percentage of gross advances, right? With the kind of a lending, with the kind of a funding for the companies from banks, the non-performing assets wise has been in a declining growth, which has not been the case earlier. Now, majority of the investors or the traders feel, sir, already public sector unit banks have moved, the prices have moved. Is it like overvalued? Still there is room for the PSU banks because the data tells you that, right? And why India will be one of the superpower in the entire global market is also because of rising volume of digital transactions, right? In order to just explain you on a layman language, right? Just let's speak on a layman language terms. If you see a small retail trader, right, who just sells 100 rupees or a 200 or a 300 rupees products earlier, the transaction used to happen in cash. Now, everyone are using digital transactions, right? Your UPI payments and all that. All the payments hit their bank accounts, right? So over an year, considering that I'm a banker, I'm just looking at the bank statement of that particular small retail trader, right? So if there is an entire transaction to the tune of 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, which is reflecting in the bank statement, as a banker, I can allow him to take a bank credit also, right? So this digital transactions growth reflecting as white money in the bank statements will help the small trader to take loans also from the banks, right? So this creates a ripple effect, and there are more companies coming from unorganized to organized sector will help in the rotation of funds, right? And that leads to the growth in GDP also, right? So these are some of the factors, right? If you see like rise in average monthly gross GST collections, right? GST collections month on month also, if you see, we see a consistent growth numbers. Year on year also has been a very good growth, right? FY21, where we stand at around 0.9 lakh crores, 22 1.2, 23 1.5 lakh crores, and in 24 1.7 lakh crores, which is a very good growth, right? Headline inflation are at decent levels, right? Are at decent levels. So this is a reflection that the next 5 years, 10 years, the next decade or the next 2 decades is for the Indian market to flourish, considering that in the population also we have the youngest population, which will come into the main workforce. Now what we do, apart from the major allocations happening, let us look which sector, and within the sector, what are the stocks we need to keep an eye on. Please remember, the stocks or the sectors which we discuss are not for recommendations, tips, or do not jump into entering into it. This is for a study purpose, and let's deep dive which stocks within that sector gets benefit out of this budget allocations, right? So let's have a clear clarity in our mind, the sectors and stocks to focus. Okay, so let me share my screen and let's deep dive on the key sectors for FY 2025. And this is just the interim budget. Maybe after elections, we may get the entire full budget as well. Now, among the key sectors, yes, defense, as we have seen, we have had almost 6.2 lakh crores allocated from the budget into this segment. Road transport, 2.78 lakh crores, and railways, 2.55 lakh crores, right? As per the estimates, right, or as per the expectations, railways We have expected around 2.8 or even 3 lakh crores, which is not up to the expectation, but yes, this is a decent amount, right? A decent amount, but yes, the expectation was little beyond that. Now, defense as a sector, let's deep dive. What are all the stocks which will be the beneficiaries of the budgetary allocations? Yes, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which is the company where on a qualitative wise also there are good factors supporting on the fundamentals. Even the quarter on quarter earnings also have been decent, right? And yes, the price volume technically and fundamentally a decent company. Ideally to look at a weekly time frame, right? Ideally to look at a weekly time frame. We have Bharat Electronics Limited in the defense space, Mazagon Dock Shipbuilding, which is also one of the company in the defense space, and the price volume also signifies a great strength, right? Cochin Shipyard, very decent company. Bharat Dynamics Limited, Bharat Forge, right? Midani, and even GRSC, Garden Reach Shipbuilders, right? Even GRSC, yesterday, if you look at it, it has also got one more order book in the marine related segment. It has got an order book, right? So these are some of the exhaustive list of defense stocks where we can keep a watch on it. Now, let's move into road and transport, right? Where the allocation is around 2.78 lakh crores, right? 2.78 lakh crores. So GE Power, HG Infra, PSP Projects, NCC, PNC, JK Infra, and Larsen and Toubro, right? Yeah, Larsen and Toubro, we should be looking at a long term, preferably under weekly time frame. And last quarter, which is October, November, December 2023, the quarterly results have been flat, or I would say not as per the expectation by the estimates, but still they have given a decent number. Year on year, if you consider, this should be looked upon weekly time frame rather than daily time frame, right? Rather than daily time frame. And as I have mentioned earlier, these are not the tips or recommendations or suggestions. We look at it for a study purpose, and yes, you deep dive where we need to look in more, right? Where we can factor out more. And now, railways. One segment where in the last couple of months also there have been many stocks which has actually scaled up, or even which has actually moved in their prices. And yes, just for the homework purpose, if you just check in the entire global markets, right, or even in the entire globe, India is one of the country. Yes, India is one of the country where every day at some or the nook and corner of our country, there is a new construction of railway lines has been happening, right? Every day. And there are only few countries where this is happening, because that is the kind of a requirement we have in terms of freight, the logistics related, or in terms of the domestic movement. Even Ayodhya, right? We need a heavy logistics there because there is a lot of traffic moving there, right? So yes, in the railways, let's look at what are the companies we will be focusing on. Be it like RVNL, Rail Vikas Nigam Limited, IRCON, your IRFC, which is the sole financier for IRCTC, right? Your RITES, Railtel, right? And even your IRCTC, because IRCTC not only about the ticket collecting, it has also been expanding its verticals, right? Be it into the food related, right? Be it into the advertisement related. So that bifurcation of their wings into alternate revenue channels is a good move, right? Is a good move. And if anyone have been observing, yesterday there was an announcement also, right? Yesterday there was an announcement wherein the rooftop solar schemes for almost 1 crore households have been announced. And yes, in the green energy space, right? Yeah, in the green energy, if you look, almost from last year, it was at from I think 297 crores, right? 297 crores. It moved to, it is, I think 4975 crores to 8,500 crores is the movement which happened in green energy. And even National Green Hydrogen Mission, from 297 crores to 600 crores is the budgetary allocation there. And yes, this solar, before budget also, we had a discussion, right? We had a session where we had a understanding that yes, on the solar there is a lot of focus happening. And now yesterday's announcement on 1 crore households for the rooftop solar schemes, there is a good momentum happening in the solar sector also. So it is wise to also look at some of the companies in the solar space. So what are the key companies which we can focus? One can be your Tata Power, yes, in the solar space, your KPI Green, your JSW Energy can be in the focus, your Vare Renewables, your PFC, Borosil Renewables, yes, and also your IREDA, right? IREDA, even from the IPO times, it has been very strong in terms of price and the volume movement, right? In terms of price as well as volume movement, it has been in a very good limelight, right? So yes, these are some of the sectors where we focus on the defense wise, your road transport, railways, yes, even railways, Titagar, right? Yeah, Titagar rail systems, considering the remaining railway related companies, it has not advanced so high, and price volume wise has been very strong for the last couple of months, right? So this is some of the exhaustive list of some key sectors and stocks where we can keep under our radar, right? Where we can keep under our radar and we can just keep tracking it, right? Keep tracking it. And just to give you a perspective, budget has been decent, right? Budget has been good, decent, and it's a clear reflection that over the period, right? Over the coming period, we can see a very good move in the overall Indian economy. And yes, these sectors we have discussed are like some key sectors. We can also include chemicals, right? In the fertilizer space, yes, even in the fertilizer, we can look at, or we can prepare a watch list of companies like FACT, Fertilizer and Chemical, right? Your Rashtriya Fertilizer Limited, National Fertilizer Limited, right? We can prepare a watch list. So the stocks which we have discussed, do not consider as recommendations. Do your analysis. This is just to give you a perspective of the sectors and the stocks related, right? So now let me know below which are the sectors which you are focusing more, or you feel will be a good beneficiary after this budget announcement. Which sectors would you feel would give a better return for the investors and traders in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months or an year time frame, right? Let me know below.